Hello everyone, welcome back to day 4 of our 2-week-long California road trip. If you missed the last episode, be sure to go back and watch it as we visit what is arguably the hottest place on earth, Death Valley National Park. Today's adventure was our last in the California desert as we head to the Alabama Hills National Scenic Area and Red Rock Canyon State Park. The night previously, we arrived in the small town of Lone Pine, which is located right in between the desert mountains and snowy Sierra Nevada mountains.
Good morning everyone, coming at you from the lovely town of Lone Pine. We're about to head to the Alabama Hills and do some hiking around there, and then in the backdrops we have the beginning of the Sierra Nevada mountain range, including Mount Whitney.
Now, how many of you would believe me if I told you that these two mountain ranges are just 20 miles apart from one another? It's absolutely insane that the transition is so immediate, but what else is insane is that the Alabama Hills are situated in the midst of these 20 miles. It's like someone asked California to be flat for 2 seconds and they responded by saying, "Hold my territory." The Alabama Hills National Scenic Area is free camping wherever you so choose, so we were able to wake up and head straight to the famous movie road. This long and windy dirt road is your only way to access trails, lookouts, and arches in the Alabama Hills unless you want to do a lot of walking. Not to worry though, the movie road is very well maintained and just about any vehicle should be able to traverse the whole thing. Its name comes from its reputation as a popular shooting location for movies like Godzilla, Iron Man, and the list goes on.
For your consideration, the Jericho.
After visiting, it made a lot of sense why they chose the Alabama Hills and the surrounding area because it gives movie producers access to dry landscapes, snowy landscapes, and unearthly landscapes with such a short distance. As for the Alabama Hills themselves, they're essentially large, rounded hills and rock formations jetting out of the earth. Together, they are made up of metamorphic volcanic rock and Monzo granite, many of which date back 100 million years ago. The best part of the Alabama Hills National Scenic Area is exactly in the name, the scenery. But not just the hills, the ginormous Sierra Nevada mountains making up a dramatic backdrop. One of these said mountains is Mount Whitney, the highest point in the U.S. mainland. Standing 14,505 feet, Mount Whitney is a behemoth, but so are the mountain neighbors in either direction. It's actually quite difficult to tell which one is Mount Whitney, but you can take a guess of your own by watching these clips. Many people, when they come to visit Alabama Hills, only take the movie road and don't bother getting out of their vehicle. But there are a couple trails here, maybe not as many as I'd like, but there are some. The one we had the time to do is the park's most popular hike, the Mobius Arch Loop Trail. This is pretty early on when you begin your drive on the movie road, assuming you're coming from Whitney Portal Road like we did. The trail is just under a mile long and is pretty easy, so every member of the family should be able to do it. The focal point is the Mobius Arch, a stunning representation of Mother Nature because you can actually see Mount Whitney and its surrounding mountains straight through it. To be honest, I was surprised the trail was so well maintained. Considering the Alabama Hills National Scenic Area had much less hiking than we expected, it was nice to see that the few on offer were being really well taken care of. Continuing on the movie road, we got out at a few pull-offs to take in the Sierra Nevada mountains. The Alabama Hills Scenic Area might be the best place to take in the mountain range as you get to watch it continue for as far as the eye can see with pretty limited crowd levels. Those who are seeking adventure can hike and rock climb to many other arches marked on Google Maps, but we weren't really about that, so we just spent more time taking in the landscape. Eventually though, with a lack of things to do, it was time to move on to our next destination of the road trip. At this point, our goal was to get to the other side of the Sierra Nevada mountain range for Sequoia National Park the next day. That said, there's no roads going through the mountain, so you're basically forced to drive all the way around it. To get to Sequoia National Park would take a little over 5 hours of driving, but as luck would have it, we'd be going straight through one of the least visited state parks in California. Red Rock Canyon State Park is easy to miss as it's located in the middle of the desolate Mojave Desert, but it's also an easy detour if you're doing what we did because it's right off of Highway 14. While a small park, Red Rock Canyon features some steep rock cliffs and rock formations with unique red and pink hues. Like the Alabama Hills, Red Rock Canyon State Park was formed by volcanic activity and has also been the location for several movies. During our short visit, we did portions of the Hagen Canyon Trail and Red Rock Cliffs Nature Trail. Both are easy and flat, but offer dramatic views of the cliffs and rocks. At times, the colors made me believe I was looking at the inside of a brain. It was pretty cool. While our stay at Red Rock Canyon State Park was a short one, I'm glad we were able to stop and take it in before heading to our accommodation in Mojave, California. It's not my favorite town, it's actually pretty ugly, but it did the job. We vouched to stay in our first of 3 hotels on the trip since we were tired and could use the rest to prepare for the next few days of travel. Be sure to turn on post notifications so that you're notified when the next episode drops. From our next 2 days at Sequoia and Kings Canyon National Park to our 3 days at Yosemite National Park, you won't want to miss what comes next. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Bye guys.